Mazda's lineup of SUVs had consistent popularity with the CX-5 releasing back in 2013. Now, they have changed the game with something very new.
So what exactly is all new? You are watching the 2023 Mazda CX-90. This is General Cars. Let's get straight to it.
Real quick, I want to give a big shout out to Mazda of North Miami for providing me the vehicle I was able to show you guys today. These guys have a wide variety of vehicles ranging from the Miata all the way to the all-new Mazda CX-90. They also have some nice deals going on right now with the majority of their cars in inventory, so if you're looking for a nice, affordable luxury car, I would highly recommend you guys check out Mazda of North Miami.
Well, the CX-90 is finally here, guys. I'm so excited to drive this thing. This is just such a different ballgame of an SUV. But let me just get straight to the point. So, with the CX-90 that's coming out now, and finally they're actually showing up in dealerships, it is starting to become a new, different ballgame. And price is definitely something different. This is replacing the CX-9. We don't know exactly when the CX-9 is going to be discontinuing, but this is the replacement for the CX-9. And it is also a different price tag compared to the CX-9. Starting price on the CX-90 is going to be around $50,000. Yes, that is a major hefty price compared to most of the other products, and you could top this thing out a little bit more than 60 grand. So it is definitely a lot more of a premium price, but this is a completely different platform of an SUV than any other SUV that they sell right now, and let alone any other car except for Miata. Any other car right now. This is the second rear-wheel drive platform, and let me explain that platform really quick.
Known as the scalable architecture, this is the all-new platform Mazda is using to shift their front-wheel drive products to rear-wheel drive. This is their all-new rear-wheel drive base chassis that'll spread throughout the SUVs first. You can actually see how the full drive shaft is connecting to the rear wheels and the engine being mounted longitudinally. Mazda has also designed the suspension similar to the Miata, but of course being a lot stronger though.
Right, so sitting now in the inside of the CX-90, there's going to be quite a bit of some change here. So now I'm just turning on the engine with the inline 6 turbo, and this is going to be the key, by the way, for the CX-90. So same as that key for pretty much every single other Mazda, you're going to still have all your buttons here: unlock, lock. You're going to have your pedal button all the way in the bottom, and you're going to be able to open the trunk with this button here. Now, with remote start, it's going to be featured on the app when you buy this vehicle. So when you want to do just a remote start on the morning and stuff like that before you go to work, it's going to be there. Now, I can also talk about the new reverse camera that is here. So with the reverse camera, you're going to have your 360 view on the camera. Also, you're gonna also have more of a wider glance on whatever view you want. So if you want a more wider glance, there you go. I forgot, it's not touchscreen. So another thing too, the screen itself, it's not touchscreen for the normal infotainment system, but it's going to be touchscreen for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's actually going to be full entirely touchscreen. So that is actually something very nice to have for Mazda. I'm so happy that they actually implement that, because a lot of people prefer to actually just swipe around, just click an app, and that's pretty much it. The CX-90, you're not going to be able to touch the screen with, you know, the regular infotainment system, but for Apple CarPlay, they have that now. So thank God. So with the rear of the reverse camera, you're going to have your full reverse camera. If you want to just switch your view, you're more than happy to do so, and you're going to be able to just see more of your tiny little blind spots here. And you're also going to have some sensors around whenever there's people walking around you and stuff, just like the beep now. It was just giving me that sense. You're going to also have a 360 little better view of it, everything. You can also go into drive, and it's going to have a full-on forward-facing camera with that. So that is something definitely nice that you can have. And you're gonna have this gigantic screen as well. So with this screen, it's gonna be a 12.5-inch screen, by the way. You're gonna have almost all the same features. It's just everything just has a bigger font to it, basically. All your controls down here are going to be exactly the same like with the CX-50. You're going to also have your radio controls here, auto hold here, your electric parking brake, your volume knob is down here, which I love the volume knob being down here, by the way. It feels so nice to have it here rather than just, you know, having it all the way up here, or you can just do it with the steering wheel as well, and that works just as fine as well. So that's another thing nice to have. Your shifter, by the way, it's going to be completely different. So this is something that I like, but I'm not a fan of. I'll be honest with you. I like the old shifter that Mazda used to have, where this just feels more mechanical. This one is more of a definite electric shifter. You're gonna, right below the shifter though, it's gonna be in the all new 8-speed automatic that Mazda has switched to a wet clutch system rather than a torque converter. So it is a very nice transmission. Once we get to driving, I'll explain how the transmission feels, how does it shift and everything. It feels really nice. I've driven a little bit already and it feels very smooth. So that's something definitely I can say. But with the shifter, it's gonna be all new. To operate it, it's kind of weird. Unlike the old shifter where you basically just click a little button and then you just go to drive, or you basically just go into reverse like that, you're gonna have a little knob here, switch to the right, and you're in reverse. It's weird. If you want to go into drive, you just go all the way down like that. So I like the fact that it stays in a certain position every single gear. I like that rather than some cars like Maserati where basically you just kind of click it and it's in drive. It's so stupidly annoying. This one at least stays in a certain position. So I can at least say that, but going into park, it's very weird. You have to go back up and then you have to go all the way to the middle. It's very, very weird. So that is something that definitely that it will take some time to get used to. You're also gonna have your drive modes here, which is gonna feature 3 modes. You're gonna have off-road, normal, and you're gonna have sport. And on top of that, I gotta show you guys, this is gonna have the all new screen. Let's check it out.
All right, guys, so finally Mazda put in a full digital screen for the Mazda CX-90, and as you can see, the graphics and the animation has improved significantly, even with the gauges being a lot more clearer, look a lot nicer. This is something that's going to be standard for the Mazda CX-90.
Right, now sitting in the back seat of the CX-90, I feel a little bit more space back here. So with the CX-9 before, a lot of people have complained that it felt very claustrophobic back there. Here, it actually feels pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I actually could just fully just trace my legs all the way here, and I have no issues with leg space. With headroom, I actually have headroom. I still have a couple inches of headroom before it would hit the ceiling, so that's another good thing I could say. And one of the nicest things that we have back here, this is the second Mazda with a full panoramic sunroof. It looks identical to the CX-50. I just feel like they just kind of cut out the same geometry and they just slapped it in here. But it's still very nice to have. It doesn't fully open like some of the other products that I've seen. Like some can just open a lot more. This one doesn't open entirely, but it's still really nice to actually have a full glance of a panoramic roof. Now, keep in mind also, this is not the top of the line one. So sometimes the top of the line, it will have these captain's chairs with this center console. All this has is just gonna have 2 cup holders here, and that's pretty much it. That could just fold, so you can just kind of go through here, or you can just put it up and you just put your 2 drinks here. And you also have 2 cup holders on each door, by the way. So you can basically put 6 different drinks in the second row. That's a bit crazy, but that's just what Mazda did. You also have some nice rear AC controls right here. This is something interesting too that I have to point out. This has USB-Cs only for the rear seats. So I guess the future is moving on forward to just settling with USB-Cs, not just normal USBs. So that is something that I will say just to keep an eye on. It only comes with USB-Cs from this trim model. I don't know if the upper trim models are gonna have USB. I haven't really had the chance to look at one just yet, but I just wanted to point that out there. You also have rear AC controls here, and you also have heated rear seats. Now the top Turbo S model and also the premium, it's gonna have heated and cool seats, by the way, on those trim levels. So that is something definitely to keep an eye on. It is going to be also a very expensive price. It's going to be a little bit above $60,000 if you want that top trim level, but you have so many more features that Mazda's never featured on any other cars, including an electric telescopic and tilt steering wheel. That is a new feature that Mazda's never featured in any other products before. That is something new for the CX-90. That's for the top trim model, by the way, not for the mid trims or the below trims. This one doesn't have it. But anyways, rear AC controls, AC here in the back with heated seats, by the way, and USB-C. So something nice to have. And you also have 2 pockets here on the back seats. And also, I do like the design of these seats, by the way. I like this little strip right here. I won't call it strip, but it's like a little panel. I'm not good with names, but I do like how they have it here. You don't feel it, by the way. I can confirm that. I don't feel it for anything. And you also have a nice armrest here that is adjustable, by the way. So you can just have it here. And if you want to just relax for a little bit, you can also recline the seats like an inch. And then that's pretty much it. And you can just basically lay here and you can just enjoy the ride. Just looking at the panoramic sunroof. This is a really nice car, I'm not gonna lie, to take to a road trip. So if you're planning on coming down here in Florida, I recommend you get out of here and go stay in Orlando and not come down to Miami. It's a lot of traffic and this car will be great for that. So yes, this is a really, really nice car to take to a road trip, and it's such a smooth ride. Let's go check out the third row and we're gonna be starting to drive. Okay, so in the third row of the CX-90, I don't have leg space. That's number one I'm gonna say. I'm sorry, Mazda, I just don't have leg space. So with the back seat here, I don't really have any type of leg space whatsoever. I could ask the passenger in front of me to move their seat up, but this is mostly a row for small children. I don't know why. I've heard Mazda, they said that they added more space in here. In the third row, I felt like I've had a slight bit of more space in the third row of the CX-9 for some reason, but Mazda said that they've added more space here. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. My geometry could be completely messed up by how I had it in that car compared to this one. I just know my knee is absolutely slammed to the back seat of this. So I will be honest with that. This is not a row for big people like me. I'm 6 feet tall. This is definitely a row for small children or just small adults. And I mean very small adults. But other than me complaining about the back seats here, I will say this. You are going to have rear AC right here, which is actually pretty nice to have, by the way. And you're also going to have 2 cup holders here with USB-Cs on each side, by the way. So that's actually still something nice to have. So at least there's amenities back here for some small children to actually enjoy here. So if they're just wanting to just watch the iPad the entire time, but they're about to die, you can just pop a USB-C right here and it'll be completely no issue for them. They'll stay quiet the entire time. So it's very nice to have. You can also still bring these seats up, by the way. And with third row, you can always bring it down. So we'll go check out the trunk space. We're going to be ready to drive.
Trunk space has increased as well. With the second and third row seats down, it'll give you 75.2 cubic feet of space. While with the seats up, it'll give you 15.9 cubic feet of trunk space. Though it is minor, it is an increase to the trunk space. You also find some extra storage underneath the trunk panel where you'll see a spare tire kit and some extra storage compartments as well. You'll also find 2 different outlets to your right when you can plug in whatever you want.
Now, under the hood, it is going to be the base inline 6 model. It's going to be the 3.3 liter inline 6 turbo, making 280 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. Keep in mind, this is without any hybrid powertrains. So they also have the plug-in hybrid model, which is going to come out with, if I'm not mistaken, 280 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. And then you're also going to have the inline 6 hybrid model, which is going to come out with 320 horsepower. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be around 300 horsepower, and it's also going to have 369 pound-feet of torque. So you're going to basically have some options of powertrains, which is new for Mazda because back then, that's the sensor, by the way, back then with the CX-9, you only had one powertrain option, which was the 2.5 liter turbo. That's it. So this is definitely going to be something different that Mazda is offering. And let me just talk about how this thing is. This also, keep in mind, has the not 6-speed automatic anymore. It actually has the 8-speed automatic. So I got to talk about the powertrain really quick. How does the inline 6 drive so far? It's very, very smooth. I will be honest with you, it is not a powerful powertrain or anything like that. It's not a powerful engine. You know, 280 horsepower. The 4-cylinder Skyactiv that they sell makes 250 horsepower with premium fuel. So this being just 30 more horsepower and 2 more cylinders, and it's also a bigger displacement, it is a bit of a like surprise to me that it is not significantly more powerful. But I'm not gonna really be too judgmental on it, because this is the very first inline six that Mazda's ever produced in their history. So I'm not gonna bash on it so hard. But it's very smooth, and it sounds really good too. Take a listen. Sounds great. I have to be honest with you, it sounds really good. So that's one thing. And the 8-speed automatic, this is, by the way, Mazda's derived 8-speed automatic. So with this being a whole new transmission as well, there was a bit of a more higher expectation for them, because the 6-speed automatic that Mazda does have still, because every single other car has it in their lineup, it is pretty ancient. It shifts smooth, it functions great, and it still drives like a normal car. So there's really no disappointment when it comes to that. However, the 8-speed was definitely something necessary. And I have to be honest with you, this 8-speed is flipping amazing. It dashes really well. The torque band is really good in this thing, and it shifts so super smooth. I don't even feel any shifts whenever I'm driving something like this. And it's something that I am so surprised that this is actually what Mazda's producing now. You know, this is a whole different ballgame with it. So that's my honest opinion about it. I have not driven the hybrid model yet, and I have not driven the inline 6 hybrid yet. So those will come into play eventually, but right now at the moment they're just not there yet. So, but eventually the CX-90 will start coming out more and more, and eventually the CX-9 will go away, and the CX-90 will be the new top dog of Mazda's lineup. This is the flagship model for Mazda currently. I do apologize about that line, by the way. That's something that I really, really wish it wasn't there. I'm sorry. Anyways, the CX-9, while they're gonna pretty much sell those things out, it will eventually be announced that it would be discontinuing, unless they're gonna make a new generation of it, which I highly doubt. This is gonna be the new 3-row SUV, and that is gonna be competing more so with BMW, more so with Mercedes, but you're also gonna have probably your powertrains where your options where it will compete with the Highlander and the Pilot, which the Highlander just came out with a new not generation, but a new model, the Grand Highlander, which is bigger than this. And then also the Honda, and also Honda has produced the new Pilot. So everyone is really changing their game on how they're going to approach these SUVs. But right now, Mazda is pretty much the only one that's rear-wheel drive based. This is all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is going to come standard with the CX-90. You really can't get a rear-wheel drive specific model. I think that would have been cool, but right now it's just a rear-wheel drive based platform. So even if Mazda were to take out all-wheel drive as a standard option, and you have to just get it as an option, it will come rear-wheel drive. So that's something that I think is great. All right, so some safety features that this car is going to feature with: you're going to have your 360 camera, you're going to have your blind spot monitoring, you're going to have all the basic systems. Now, some of the little Easter egg features that some people may be clumsy to do, like me particularly, since I'm a porter at Ford. I'm pretty clumsy when it comes to this. So let's say if you gotta get out really quick, you're still in drive, you just randomly open the door, and now the car is beyond pissed off at you, and you could just get out. Keep in mind, I'm in drive. It'll automatically put itself back into park, and it will stay there until you get back in the car with the seatbelt on and you start driving. And you pretty much have to put the system back up front. So I'll show you that now. Putting the seatbelt back on, anti-roll away engage, move gear selector into park. Now I gotta go back into drive, and then I can continue driving after that. So that is a safety feature that Mazda has implemented with this car. Not like with the other products. This is something a little bit new. So that's something that's just nice. That's something really nice to have. You're also gonna just have most of the other basic features. There are sensors everywhere in this car, by the way. There are going to be sensors when someone's walking by you. There's going to be the blind spot sensors as well. You're also going to have 2 views of the cameras, which, yes, Mazdas have come up with that already, but it has not been advanced like this one. This one is very, very different on how they approached it. The resolutions on the camera too are pretty good as well. So I like that a lot. So just something that I just wanted to just point out a little bit there. When it comes to safety, this car has definitely got your back when it comes to safety, and Mazda has definitely improved that significantly. In fact, that will not shut up until you actually put that seatbelt back on. It will go on for like 20 minutes, literally, and it will keep going. So that's something that it was just kind of nice that Mazda has implemented. I just wanted to point that out there because I've accidentally done that one time today, forgetting to put it back into park, and it did that. So I just like testing little features out for safety, and it's passed the safety test. Now, design is something also big that Mazda had definitely changed on this. It does look very similar to the CX-60 that is up in Europe. But also, another thing to just keep in mind, is that since this is a bit bigger than the CX-60, it's also going to have that big hunch in the back, which is something I will be honest, I'm not too big of a fan on. The design has grown on me. This is the first time I've ever seen a CX-90 up in person. So it does look nice. I'll give it that. It actually looks pretty good. But it is definitely something different. I like the way the CX-60 looks a lot better. And even the CX-9, I like the design of how they approached that, but it is something definitely just keep a little bit in mind on. That is something that the design has been differently changed. Headlights look gorgeous. The rear taillights, I do like how they look. And overall, the design of the vehicle, it is definitely Mazda. They still have that Mazda Kodo design that I really just fall in love with. It's something so nice to just have. But definitely, it is bit of a different change. I want to see how they're going to do it with the CX-70. There are rumors that thing is going to come up pretty soon. They just want to get this launch out of here for the CX-90, and this has become one of the biggest deals so far. So something definitely just keep in mind on that the CX-70 will be coming out soon. That's going to be the second new Mazda that's going to come out, but that's only going to come with 2 rows.
The CX-90 is the introduction of the next evolution of what's about to happen with Mazda. With hybrid powertrains coming out, the new inline 6 turbo, and a new rear-wheel drive platform, Mazda is just showing everyone a new name for themselves, and they're doing a phenomenal job proving themselves as a Japanese luxury automaker. It's only a matter of time of what's about to happen next with them. Until next time.
Hey guys, I know it's been a little bit of a minute so far that I have not done really a full review. My Mazda 3 video was the last one I've done so far, other than that stupid little POV drive that I've done. I just wanted to say, thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it all the way down here, thank you so much for watching the whole thing. But more reviews are going to be coming out. I will do a more in-depth review on a CX-90 when they start coming out a little bit more. This was more of a very rushed video because I just got here today and I didn't expect them to have a CX-90 here. So I was not really anticipating that whatsoever. Otherwise, I would have done more in-depthly. But they're going to be starting to be shipped already, as you can see. And now it's going to be time to really just start doing more thorough reviews. They're going to be more of a format just like the Mazda 3 video you've seen. So I just wanted to say thank you so much with the bottom of my heart for checking out these videos. There's going to be a lot more coming out. And with the CX-90 coming out, there's going to be a couple more CX-90s we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing both the hybrid and the plug-in hybrid model. So that's definitely something that you should definitely keep in mind and just check them out once they actually come here. And we're going to be actually starting probably to upgrade more into different products finally. So I'm excited to show you guys those new products that are going to be coming out. I'm just trying to get those worked on first. I'm not going to really do those right away, but more CX-90 videos are going to come out and some new cars are going to come out as well outside of Mazda finally. So that's going to get worked on. So just wanted to at least give you guys a little bit of an announcement. I appreciate so much with the bottom of my heart for you guys checking out these videos. Take care, guys. A better review will be coming out for the CX-90, by the way. Keep peep. Okay, I think this is done. Nope. There you go. I was done. So many sensors and it's just so many beeping. Oh, great.